Utah's governor has vetoed a ban on transgender students playing girls' sports. Legislative leaders who supported the ban plan to override the veto on Friday. Other U.S. states are weighing the impacts of transgender individuals in youth and collegiate athletics. And joining us now is Jon Schweppe, Director of Policy and Government Affairs at the American Principles Project. Jon, welcome back. Always so great to see you. So much to discuss today. But first, I want to get your thoughts on Utah's governor, that is, vetoing this ban.
Yeah, it's disappointing. I think Governor Cox is not really listening to where the people are on the issue. But, you know, the good news does sound like there's the potential for a legislative override in Utah. So we're eyeing that closely. We're expecting some action on Friday on that. And that would be pretty significant. If they do that, Utah would be the 12th state in the country to protect women's sports.
Yeah, very interesting indeed. And also, as you know, Lia Thomas, the transgender athlete from Penn, a biological male, made a splash this week by winning the NCAA women's 500-yard freestyle. However, yesterday, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis declared the second-place swimmer, Emma Weyant, as the true winner of that event. I'd like to get your take on that.
And social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease.
Well, you know, it was a shame of what happened to all these girls who have been competing, who have been working really hard to compete at the highest level. And then to have that taken away from them, you know, that's pretty awful. But you got to credit Governor DeSantis. I think he really understands this moment, understands that he's on the right side of history by defending women's sports and defending these athletes. And we at APP thought that was really cool.
Yeah, a lot at stake for sure, too. Also making headlines this week, as you know, Ketanji Brown Jackson, who's currently facing Supreme Court confirmation hearings. You wrote an op-ed piece for the New York Post about this and mentioned her supporters saying, in part, quote, if the craziest woke activists and their billionaire donors are supporting Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson, it is a safe bet that she will do everything she can to push the court further to the radical left. Talk to us more about that and why you said that.
Yeah, I think there's a conscious effort by the Democrats strategically to portray her as a, you know, pretty normal nominee, somebody who is in the mainstream. And when you look at her record, you can see that's not the case. She's very radical specifically on sentencing, lenient sentences for, you know, all sorts of criminals. And, you know, I think what we're trying to show, a lot of these groups, some of the wackiest far left groups are behind her, are supporting her 100%. They know better than I think we do where she stands on these issues. And so if they're behind her, we should recognize that she's going to promote their preferred agenda.
Yeah, sticking with Judge Brown Jackson, earlier we reported that she didn't give a definition of the word woman when she was asked by Senator that is Marsha Blackburn. Why do you think that is? And what do you think that signals?
I think it's pretty obvious that the Democrats don't want to answer that question. They know it's politically a problem for them. The reality is they believe that sex is no longer a thing, that we should be inserting gender identity into civil rights law, where anyone can determine what gender they are at any reason. And I think when you ask what that means to someone like Judge Brown Jackson, I think she recognizes she can't answer that. It was a pretty impressive line, Senator Blackburn, and revealing too. This is somebody who, you know, rule on left transgender activists every single time if she's put on the Supreme Court.
And Jon, we have probably about a minute left or so, but I'm curious what you have your eye on. What are you watching right now?
Well, we're really focused on this hearing. I think, you know, it's going to be interesting. Everyone thought this would be a slam dunk for the Democrats, and it's looking like it's going to be very close. We estimate right now at least 48 Republicans are no votes, and there's folks like Senator Collins and Senator Murkowski who are in play. So, you know, this hearing is pretty much capturing our attention. Obviously, it's the biggest thing going on. But, you know, once we get through this, I think there's a lot coming up. Big tech, you know, is Congress going to do anything on the antitrust bills? We're looking to that. And we're looking for Republicans to gear up for the campaign and make sure that they're running on cultural issues and making sure that they really, you know, get out the word about how crazy the left has gotten on some of these issues.
Well, Jon, great to see you. And as always, thank you so much for your time and analysis. We always appreciate it.